Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on October the 31st, 2019. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our economic calendar here. Like we had talked about yesterday, very, very busy calendar today. So let's start from the top. So we had Bank of Canada monetary policy statement here. So Bank of Canada was more dovish than expected. So what we saw from Bank of Canada was that there was no interest rate cut as we had expected. However, there was one comment from Bank of Canada, Governor Poloz, where he mentioned that they actually considered an interest rate cut. So they talked about it, discussed it, weighed it, and decided not to do an interest rate cut. So that is an overly dovish statement here because no one was expecting, or market wasn't expecting, an interest rate cut. So for Bank of Canada to actually consider it, that's quite a big deal. So that shows that they are concerned. Other than that, Bank of Canada is so they think that the current economy is okay, but they are concerned about future economic conditions overall from our, not just the domestic market, but overall world market or world economic perspective. They're concerned that we could, or Canada could see a drop in the economy. So as a result of that, they are, so at this point, they're not cutting their interest rate, but they are going to be ready to pull the trigger if it's required. So overall, the statement was considered more dovish, and as a result, we saw Canadian dollar drop. Now, second thing here was, the big thing was FOMC, the Fed statement. So as expected, Fed cut the interest rates. However, because that was expected, so that was priced in. But what they said here was that they are, they're going to cut the interest rate now, but they are not going to, they won't be eager to cut the interest rate again. So this is where we saw the US dollar actually went up, and we saw other crosses drop against the US dollar. However, the problem that came when the Powell's press conference started, we saw the US dollar drop, and that was because what was said there was that they are, even though they're not eager to cut interest rates, so right now the market is not expecting another interest rate cut this year, and probably not till like June of next year. However, the problem that came was that they're concerned about inflation not moving the way they wanted to move. So overall, basically, this means that they're not really looking to, if things get worse, they will cut rates, but if things get better, they're not really looking to really hike up rates at this point. So overall, this is negative for the US dollar. So that's why we have seen US dollar actually drop, and US dollar crosses have gone up as a result of that. Coming up, we still have a bunch of data that's coming up here this evening in the Asian session here. We have business confidence numbers for New Zealand. We have building approvals for Australia, manufacturing PMI numbers out of China, as well as Bank of Japan monetary policy report. So fair amount of data still coming out for the Asian session. So we could have a volatile or, sparky, Asian session. And then into our, into Thursday here. So in the morning, early in the morning, we have the press conference here. So Bank of Japan as well, the concern here will be that they may come in more dovish, and they may be open to stimulus or more monetary stimulus than they have already been providing. And as a result, we could see Japanese yen drop. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We have a lot of data coming out in the Eurozone. in the European session here as well. And then in the US session, we have GDP numbers for Canada. And also we have some orange data, personal spending, employment cost index, all of this data coming out for the US. So we have Chicago PMI number, and then in the Asian session, we have manufacturing PMI numbers out of China. So overall, the market is likely to be adjusting from the effects of FOMC as well. So keep that in mind. Let's go on to our charts now. So this is our Euro US dollar. If you take a look at the 1 hour chart here, we see this big whipsaw here for euro dollar price had dropped, and then it went all the way up here. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is once the price, this information, FOMC information gets digested, we have an inefficient move here, and these ones can get filled. So keep an eye on that. So here we're looking at so bias is bullish here for euro dollar, and next target is 1.1165 here, which is back into this pin and then into 1.1180. And this is the high that we have had over the last little bit here. So if you zoom out, so this is where price has struggled previously. So what could happen is price could do another push up, and then we could see a drop from there. So be mindful of that. So right now, bias is bullish. There is a lot of leftover momentum from FOMC. But once that basically plays itself out, we could see a drop, and this inefficient move could get filled. But we have to look for the signs of that dropping before going into it. Right now, there is momentum to the upside. So bias is bullish. First target is 1.1165. Second target is 1.1180, and then 1.1200 into this level, and it could go all the way into a 1.1230 level here as well. So bias is bullish, but do keep an eye on this 1180 level because we could see a reversal there. So for now, bias is bullish for euro dollar. Pound dollar, same thing here. We did see a move higher for British pound. It is into resistance, so watch out for that all the way into here. Bias is bullish though. Next target is 1.2950 and then 1.3020. So bullish bias for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, a big move to the upside. We saw that price has gone through this level here into the resistance level. Same thing here as well. We have a big inefficient move here. So watch out for the numbers out of Australia. But bias is bullish, and the next target here for Aussie dollar would be all the way into this previous support resistance level at 0.6930. So bias is bullish for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, same thing here, bias is bullish. Next target is 0.6420 and then 0.6450. So bullish bias for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, we saw a move in both directions here with two monetary policy statements coming out. So with this one here, this is bullish, but because US dollar wasn't quite that strong either, we could see this inefficient move get filled here as well. So this was the big move to the upside, and we could see this one get filled. What I would look for is how price reacts into this level. If it drops, actually, especially below 1.3150, it could go and fill this inefficient move. It is bullish right now, though, so I would watch out for that. And next target would be 1.3200. The best thing to do would be to look for a move higher. If it doesn't go through, then this one could drop. So right now we have inefficient moves that have been created in the market. So we need to just be careful with that. For now, bias is bullish for dollar CAD. Let's take a look at our commodities now. First off, silver here. Silver hasn't really been doing much. It's just gone back and forth. And at this point, we have a neutral candle close. So this one could move in either direction here. So basically looking to trade the bottom of today's candle. If price goes through the high, I will look for price to go higher. If it goes through the day low, then looking for it to go to the lower support level here. So the candle close for the day is completely neutral. Gold here, this one is looking a bit bullish here. Price came into the support level, tried to go through, couldn't, so we have a bullish candle close. So bias is bullish. Next target here would be 15. Next target is 1507, and then above that, we're looking at 1517. So bullish bias for gold here. Oil looking bearish. We were looking for a drop yesterday. We got that. Now looking for a further drop here. Next target is 54 and then 53.50. So bias is bearish here for oil. Copper here, copper has been trying to get through. We saw price turnaround yesterday like we had discussed. Now we have a bearish candle close, so looking for price to drop further. 2.60 is the first target, 2.57 is the second target. Bitcoin here is pushing into our support level here, and bias is bearish here, but just be careful with this support at 9080. If it doesn't go through, this one still could go higher, but the candle does look bearish here. So looking for a drop. Next target is 8700, which is the other side of this range that price was trading in for the longest time. So bias is bearish for Bitcoin. 8700 is the target. Equity markets here, this one is interesting. So the Fed basically came in dovish here, and leading up to it as well, as a result of that, we did see price go up. And now we have a big solid bullish candle close. But the same thing here that we talked about with the dollar crosses, there is an inefficient move here. So this one could get filled. So just be mindful of that. So looking at our equity markets here, it is bullish. Now the question will be, can it go higher? So many times we see leading up to a news event, we get this buy the rumor, sell the news type of scenario that happens. But Fed did come in a little bit more dovish here. So as a result of this, we still could get another move to the upside. So watch out for that. It is into resistance. But for now, let's take a look at price going higher here. So bias is bullish. Next target is 3080. So bullish bias. But if price goes into today's high and doesn't go through, we could see a drop. So watch out for that as well. Bias for now is bullish for S&P 500. Same thing with Nasdaq here as well. Price held above this previous support resistance level. It tried to dip through, couldn't really make it through, and we have a bullish candle close here now right into our resistance. So for now, bias is bullish. 8150 is the target for Nasdaq as well. DAX here, same thing, bias is bullish. Price went through this resistance that it was fighting with previously. So bullish bias here. Next target is 27,325 and then 27,400. So bias is bullish. What I would look for with this one would be a pullback here into 27,180 and then potentially move higher from there. So Nasdaq also looking quite bullish. DAX here, this one is looking bullish as well. We have a bullish pin bar here, so looking for a move higher into 13,000. So bullish bias for DAX as well. Then we have FTSE here. FTSE also looking bullish. It's still trading in this range though, but it's holding the previous support resistance here. So it's holding above, which means this one could go higher. Next target is 73.80 level here. So bullish bias for FTSE. But important thing here would be that it has to break through the resistance. Otherwise, this one could dip as well. But for now, bias is bullish. Next target is 73.80. Nikkei here, we saw a drop and then price pushed back up again. So this has a pin to the downside, which means we could see a move higher here. So bullish bias for Nikkei as well. 23,000 is the target. So that's it for today. You guys have a great trading day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.